we're about to have such an amazing day. It's my 24th birthday and we're opening the studio!
Somebody shout hallelujah.
Outside in the out of the side. You're going to shoot from inside. He's not going to get us passengers that get inside the room. Hello. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Now, Stanley, what's your favorite thing about your fans? We, the Oma ladies. Shout out to Afrobeats, man. Afrobeats don't show me shaggy. Make Stanley just no fall down. Normally is supposed to sound check soon. Chilling for him. And then we'll probably just chill with him. And then yeah.
All good. Yeah, sure. And you're recording. Last time I did a podcast, 20 minutes in, the guy realized he had not been recording.
Yeah. So how you feeling, Asa? How you doing?
Good, good.
How is life treating you these days? Hope life is being kind to you.
Not bad. Could be better, but I can't complain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time of your life. You can say your Instagram.
Not really, to be honest.
It's just what you want people to believe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Basically born into like a family of music lovers.
Yeah, or music lovers, yes.
From loving music as a product to actually caring about the business.
From being around people who worked in the music business, I had my uncle who ran a record label, Uncle Obi. That was like the major thing, and just being around like the whole like Storm was what basically birthed me having an interest and doing research and like wanting to even having like a curiosity about the music business because I always liked music, but I just didn't see it as a business.
So what was it like, obviously, having like Asa Asika at the time, just guiding you through and navigating the industry?
Interesting. Obviously, like it's a blessing, like having an uncle who's like a pioneer. They basically opened the doors for us to do what we have done. There was also the thing of like, oh, this one thinks because he's Obi's nephew. Like, because I was very young, I got a lot of that. Obviously, having my uncle being who he is and everything, obviously opened certain doors for me to build a network quite early, build my own name. Obviously, having Uncle Obi was a very, very big blessing.
Oh, that kind of reminds me about how Lizzo is. I feel like you live a very, very fast-paced life. For you, personally, when did that start for you? When did you actually now notice that, okay, I'm actually living pretty fast?
Probably say for like the last like 10, 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah. There's always a little bit of a downtime and slow time, but in general, yeah, it's been pretty fast.
We know, we see it.
Yeah.
We see it. When did you start managing David?
2011. 2013. We took a break. Started working with him again in December 2016.
I want to understand that Stargaze period.
Yeah.
When that came about. I feel like at the time you obviously knew that you wanted to manage artists because the company was the managing company.
Yeah.
How did you basically recognize that this is what I manage?
Towards like the end of like my run with Storm, I used to throw parties.
Okay.
And I was a club promoter at the time, so it worked hand in hand for me. But the older I grew and the more I got into the mix of things, I realized, oh, I can do so much more. So from working with like Neto And then having artists like YQ and Source Kid being comfortable with me actually representing them. And then obviously I had that my run with R2Bs. I already knew way before David was like, oh, I'm very interested. Like you said about fast life, like when you're young and everything is happening really fast, you tend to get carried away or like forget certain things you're doing because so much is happening and it's new to you. I feel as if one of the best things that happened to David and I as friends, as business partners, and just as men in general, was that 2013 when we stopped working with each other, because it allowed to go and do our own thing as separate individuals and still come back together. When me and David met up in 2016, like I think we met up in like late November 2016, we were both doing very fine. I feel like the fact that we were able to like separate, go and do our own thing and still come back together helped the mutual respect between us.
At the time, what did going back to rebuild with him, what did that mean to you personally?
Before I started working with David again, like you said, like I had opened my own company called Stargaze, and we had like a nice. We were working with more like I would say like niche or tier artists. When David and I decided to start working together again, Bizzle and I had just merged our companies to start the plug. So at that point in time, my major interest wasn't like attaching myself to an artist and working with an artist again. Me and Bizzle were way more interested in like working with like producers, DJs, songwriters. That was like our major thing in terms of talent. But then obviously because of the past relationship between me and David and the fact that we knew we had a lot of unfinished business, I was like, this is a no-brainer. Like,
Just makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
In 2016, you and Bizzle came together
Yeah.
and decided, okay, he told me the story, something about a record label in...
Oh no, so we used to, every summer we used to go to New York for like 2 years. We had an Airbnb, it was me, DJ Obi, Saz, and Bizzle. In the third year in New York again, we had a really good relationship with some of the guys at Rock Nation. So we used to go work out of the office a lot. And then one of the guys, he's actually the person who named our company The Plug. His name is Brian Biggs. Yeah. Was like, yo, why do we always have to go through this process of like doing stuff separately when you guys actually do everything together? Why don't you guys just merge your company and call it The Plug? Because that's what you guys are. Obi was there. Obi was like, this actually makes a lot of sense. So we went back to Nigeria in Lekki at the time, registered the company, and that's been it so far. Yeah.
How did you recognize that, like, okay, it would be good to work with a partner?
I'm the biggest fan of partnerships. But at that point in time, I wasn't walking around thinking about, oh, partnerships. Like I said, me and Bizzle used to do a lot of stuff together. We were just doing it because it made sense, but we never thought about, okay, you know what? We're basically informal business partners. And one thing, Bizzle will tell you, one thing about me is like, if I don't mess with it, I don't like it. It's obvious from the beginning. Like, I don't know how to pretend. Because I've been able to build so many businesses now off of partnerships. Why do you want me to pretend that I like something? What's the point?
Yeah. What does it mean to manage a talent as big as you do?
To keep everything together to make it look good is a lot of work. Like, it's a 24-hour job. Obviously, the industry we work in, people love to see the good side, but they don't know how much stuff goes on in the back to make everything look good. From just like day-to-day stuff, making sure the music is right, getting him in the studio with certain people, to rehearsals, to travel, booking the actual shows, playing music. It's a lot, but I enjoy it, so.
But how did you manage to, protect yourself, protect your energy, protect your mental health, and things like that? Because you're the only one basically not allowed to break down.
We're a big team, so it's impossible for me to do everything myself. As much as I like defined roles, I like people who like use their initiative. So even though something isn't necessarily my job, but I know I can get it done, or I know I can help get it done, obviously. But also, I'm very pro, oh, I need a break, I need a day off. People just naturally operate better when they're at their best. So there's nothing wrong with like taking a day off to like reset or a few hours, or being like, guys, I actually need a day off. Yeah.
Like, what's your biggest driving force? What keeps you going?
For me, legacy, like I want to be able to like look back and be like, okay, yeah, I did that, or I built that, or I contributed to this. So that's like my most important thing, like a legacy. Yeah.
Cool. Do you think there's a lot of money in music right now?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Please educate me.
So like someone who doesn't know that much about it, they just see like certain parts of it, they'll be like, wow, there's so much money in this music business. Which there is, but then like you have to know like how to unlock it. People just think somebody wakes up, does a show in an arena or a stadium or does a festival, and then there's money and he walks away. I'm like, there are costs to putting these things together. So, like I was saying, it's more about being educated or like being experienced. There's no one who has done it all from this genre yet. Like, we are all learning on the job. There's always something new. And that's why I'm like a big fan of like asking questions and just educating myself as much as possible. I genuinely enjoy like going to concerts and festivals. Because like for me, like that's how you learn about other things, see what other people are doing, see what your peers are doing or people in other parts of the world are doing. That's how like you unlock this actual so-called money. You learn with experience. Like there's no one who has a manual for all this stuff.
Right, but like, there's also the fact that people think that, or some people have this ideology that's like you can only make money through singing.
Nigerians of the opinion that it's just like, oh, I'm an artist, I have a popping song, perform, 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 perform. And I'm like, there's so many other things that, okay, the music that you're singing, do you actually own the music? Or have you sold your rights to the music to a label? Your children can be eating off of that song. It might not be crazy money, but imagine you doing that for like 1, 2, 3 songs. Like, it adds up, but then you've not put the right things in place to make sure that that song is making you money. Because you can only perform for how long? For certain amounts of time.
Have you ever felt like quitting? How do you like just stay away from the bad energy, basically?
I've made a decision a long time ago to always separate work from my personal life.
Okay.
I don't really have friends in the music industry. It's not hard for me. You always need those periods where you can just like tap out of music and actually hang out with people who care about you, irrespective of your success in the music industry or think you're cool because you work in music. Like it doesn't have to be 25 people, it doesn't have to be 30 people. Like these are my friends. And I'd rather hang out with them any day, anytime than to be in Hotbox with 15 managers that I don't give a damn about me.
If you have any tips for music creatives, obviously trying to figure out their way in the music industry and make money from this music.
Two things that I would say are the most important things, without going into like major detail, educate yourself as much as possible and get yourself an actual lawyer who understands the music business. Not a lawyer that studies maritime law and thinks entertainment is now cool. Knowing your rights enables you to negotiate better deals, put yourself in better positions. There's so many people in Nigeria, from talent managers to producers, A&Rs to writers, who would have been in way better positions if they knew. If you make a mistake on the first opportunity, how do you get better so that the second time it comes? That's the way we should be looking at things. Like, find out what is due to you. If you make 10 amazing songs for me and you say to me that all you want is 500K per track and I pay you that 5 million, whatever happens after, none of your business, because you signed a contract and said you are basically giving your rights away for this 5 million naira. It's what you agreed to.
All right, thank you so much, Asa, for spending your time with me, and thank you for doing this for you.
Okay.
All right, thank you. The reason why I decided to do this, you know what? I think the people that really got into this music industry business. What? You said like this.
No, I'm like, I'm in labor. What do you
I thought you said I should stop.